Hi there! In a previous video, I created this WordPress plugin that adds this chatbot here on my website. And then I connected this chatbot to the ChatGPT API. But instead of just making it act like ChatGPT, I modified it so that it will actually use ChatGPT to crawl this website and then tell you the answer to your question based on the content on this website. But now the website that I have here is just a basic template. So there's not really any content on this website. So it's difficult to test if this is working properly. So in today's video, I would like to create some content on this website using ChatGPT. But first, let me demonstrate how this works, because there is some content on this website already. So if I go to the About Us page and I scroll down here, we have this imaginary team here, and we have a client service representative here. So if I ask ChatGPT, who is the client service representative? Then it will answer me, Julia Castillo is the client service representative. So how this works in the background is when I first ask the question, it will send a prompt to ChatGPT that includes the sitemap of this website. And then it asks, what page should we look at on this website for this information? And then it returns the ID of the page that it thinks that this information would be on. And then we send automatically another prompt to ChatGPT with the content of that page. And then we ask the question again, based on this content, what is the answer? And then if we don't find an answer on that page, then we ask again, what other page could we find this information on? And then we loop through that a couple of times to find a page which could have the information. And then if we find the information, then we just answer the question, and otherwise we say that we couldn't find the information. So let's try another thing. Is there something in the Contact Us page, like an email address or something? Yes, here we have an email address. So if I say, what is your email address? Okay, and it found the email address from this website. Or then I could ask, can I call you in the weekend? Sorry, you cannot call us on the weekends. You can call us on Monday to Friday at this number, which is right here. So it works pretty well. But now let's get to creating some content on this website with ChatGPT. So what I would like to do is I would like to have ChatGPT create this heading here and some sort of text here and the text for these buttons. And then these headings here as well and the texts and all these different parts of this front page. And actually, the OpenAI API has in the documentation the image generation. So I think we could try and generate images on this page as well using the OpenAI API. So let's try and do that. So here's what I want to do. First, I want to create a JSON representation of this page. So how could we do that? All of these rows could be like called blocks, which I think they are in WordPress. And then we could have like a heading and a paragraph and a link and an image. So let's go first to the edit page section and see what is actually the source code of this page. So this is using Gutenberg to create this page, I guess. I have never used Gutenberg actually. So can I see the source of this page? Apparently not. So let's go to PHP my admin and check here, WP posts, and we should have the home here. But this is the wrong home, because at first I used Cadence, but then I changed to the Neve. So let's order it by ID, descending. And here we have home. I think this would be the actual home. So let's see what is in here. Okay. Yes, this is our home. Create and grow your unique website today. Okay, so I think this would be the code for the big hero element. So let's actually create a file here. Let's create a folder called templates and create a new file here called hero.html. And this will be the hero. And I will add some placeholders here. So this will be the heading, and this will be the paragraph, and this will be link text 1, and this will be link text 2. And for now, I won't do the actual links. I just want to see some content on the page. So this will be the hero. And then, if I remove that, then we are going to have this section. Projects, receive on time, fast work turnaround. So we should end at WP columns. So let's copy this and create another template here. Columns.html. And again, I will add here placeholders for the text and the images. So I will actually put here image, and this will be heading 1. This will be paragraph 1. And here we have an image again. Wait a minute, this is an icon. So I'll call it an icon. Or let's not do the icons yet. Let's only do heading 1, paragraph 1, heading 2, paragraph 2, heading 3, and paragraph 3. And let's save this as columns. And what else do we have? Next, we are going to have this, which is a block with image, an image on the left, and then the same with image on the right. Now, I'm not sure which block this spacer should belong into, or should I just add spacers in between all of these elements, maybe. So here we have the image, here we have the heading, and here we have the paragraph. So I will take it up to here, and I will create another template, block image left.html. And I will add these placeholders. And I will do it for the rest of these blocks here. Okay, I have now finished making all of these different blocks. And here in the image blocks, I added just a placeholder for the image so that I can generate an image with the OpenAI API and then put it into this image tag. So now let's create a PHP class that would represent the front page and all of its blocks. So let's create a new folder in the source folder and call it template, and create a new file here called homepage.php. And this will have the namespace of uncon/wp-chatgpt/template. And this will be called homepage. And then this should have a public function render, which should return a string of the content of this page. And it should have a constructor, which will take a JSON string that represents the data that should be on the page. So string JSON data. And then we'll say this data will be JSON decode JSON data. And we will set it here. Okay, so then what will we do? First we have to render the first block, which will be the hero. So let's say hero equals file get contents of dir/templates/hero.html. Is that correct? So now we are in template. We will go back 1 and back 1. Okay, so like this. So we'll get the HTML template for the hero, and then we will say hero equals string replace. And we will have an array here of all the placeholders that we have in the hero. So in the hero, we will have heading, paragraph, link, and link. And actually I want to add the background as well, I forgot that. So I will have heading, and I will have link text, and I will have paragraph, and I will have background image. And I will replace these with this data heading, and this data link text, and this data paragraph, and this data background image. And let's add here HTML is an empty string at first, and then we will say HTML dot equals hero. And actually I should add here data hero heading, like this. And then I will do the same thing with all of the other blocks as well. Alright, now I have finished all of these blocks here. So I'm getting a template of all of these blocks and then adding the placeholders in all of them. And then finally, I'm returning the HTML that includes all of these blocks. So now let's create that JSON representation of this home page. What would it look like? So there would be a hero, which would be an object that has a heading, link text, paragraph, and background image. And then we will have the columns block, which will have heading 1, paragraph 1, heading 2, paragraph 2, and so on. And then we have the block 1, which will be the block image left. And I will fill in the rest. Okay, so now here we have a JSON representation of this page. And now we have to get ChatGPT to fill out this information. So let's first try that this actually works. So let's create a new file here, test.php. And we will say JSON is that. And then we will say require, we need to require the autoloader. And then we will say home is new home page. And we will give it the JSON. And then we will echo home render. And let's see what happens. Now these are all empty, but let's see what happens. So I'll say php test.php. And we get some errors. String replace expects at least 3 arguments. So I forgot the last argument, which will be the hero. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we at least got some HTML here. So now how do we formulate a prompt out of this so that ChatGPT would fill this in? So we could say something like, here's a JSON representation of a website's homepage. Please fill in the details to the JSON based on the given prompt. The JSON properties that refer to images should be filled in with detailed descriptions of images. And I will add some markdown here and in the bottom. And then I will add here the description. So let's say, create a home page for a car repair service. And I will say prompt, please respond with only the JSON. So let's actually try this out directly in ChatGPT. So let's go here and paste this in here. And let's see what it comes up with. All right, hero, heading, we keep you on the road. Link text, schedule a repair. Paragraph, our experienced mechanics provide reliable car repair services that keep your vehicle running smoothly. An image of a mechanic working on a car in a garage. Expert mechanics, affordable prices, convenient service. This is great. Oil changes, learn more. Regular oil changes are essential to keep your engine running smoothly. Okay, that's amazing. But it got stuck for some reason here at block 3. Brake repair. An image of a mechanic inspecting a car's brakes. Okay, it works, but for some reason it got stuck here. It actually still says stop generating, so it's still trying to do something, but I don't know what happened here. But let's go then and create something. What do we create next? Let's create a new folder here called generator. And let's create a new file called page generator. And here we will have a constructor. And this constructor should take a string of the name of the page. And then based on that, it should generate a page. And let's also take a template, which will be, in this case, the home page, but I will create an interface for a template. So then we will say that the prompt will be this, and the JSON should come from the template. So here we will add template get JSON, and I will create it here. Public function get JSON. And I will add here implements template, and I will create that here. I will call it actually template interface. And I will add the function here, public function get JSON string. So every template has to implement this get JSON, and it implements template interface. And page generator takes a template interface. And then instead of home page, I will add here the page name, and here as well. So this will take any template and then fill it out based on the name of the page and the prompt. Sorry, I have to also fill in this one. So I will have to add this as a variable as well. So this will be description. So I'll say create a page name page for a website of the following description, and then I'll add it here. And I should remove these indentations from here. How do you do this like nicely? Because now it has to be like this. I can do like this, and then I can like end it here and then start it again and put some PHP end of line, but let's just do it like this. And I will have to get the description as well. Description. Let's do website description. So this will take this prompt and then send it to ChatGPT. So we also need ChatGPT. So after we get the prompt, we will say ChatGPT send message prompt, and that will be the result. And then the result will probably include these markdown ticks. So let's do parts equals explode tick 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 result, and limit is going to be 3. And if count parts equals 3, then we will return parts 1, which will be the stuff that is between these. And sorry, we will not return, we will do something else. We will set this result equal to parts. Otherwise, we will say this result is the result, because it will either be just plain JSON or it will be a response that has perhaps some text in it and then JSON between these ticks. Now, it also might be some description in the top and then just a JSON without the ticks, but let's hope that it's not that. Actually, I will call this just JSON. And then we will pass this into the template. So how did this work? Construct with the JSON data. Well, that's a problem. So let's actually not call this a constructor. Let's just call this create. And this will take the string JSON data. And this will not be this data, it will be just data. And data will be JSON decode JSON data. And I will remove this altogether. And so we have a get JSON and we have a create. So then in the page generator, we will say page is template create, and we will pass in the JSON. And this is a constructor. So should we in fact only pass the description and ChatGPT in the constructor, and then the page name and the template will be a separate thing. So this will just set these private website description and private ChatGPT. And then I'll have another function, public function generate. And this will take the page name and the template and create a page based on that. So constructor will do nothing except just set the description and ChatGPT. So then if we want to create multiple pages, then we can just call the generate function on this page generator for the specific website description. So I'll paste this here, and website description will be this website description, and ChatGPT will be this ChatGPT. And we will return the HTML. So in fact, this will return a string. So let's go to our test file again and try to test if this works. So we don't need this here anymore. And then we will say generator is new page generator. And we will give it a website description a car repair service. And we will have to pass in the ChatGPT. So we'll say new ChatGPT with the API key. And let's get the API key. And I will put it in a different variable. Okay, we create a new page generator. And then we say HTML equals generator generate home with home template. And this one I can pass just here. And now if we say echo HTML, then we should get the HTML for a front page of a car repair service. Let's see if this works. PHP test.php. Okay, I have been waiting here about 2 minutes now, and it's still loading something. Maybe the same thing happened as with ChatGPT. It stopped generating. Okay, this is not working because now it's been like 3 or 4 minutes and it's still loading something. So let's see if there's a problem with my code, or is it really just generating it so long. So let's go to our generate method, and it will get the JSON, it will create the prompt, and then it will send the message to ChatGPT. Now there shouldn't be any problem with that. And when I create the template, it just does that. I think the API is just being slow right now. What if I die here and I echo prompt? So let's try to run this now. Okay, so here is our prompt. Here's a JSON representation of a website's home page. Please fill in the details to the JSON based on the given prompt. The JSON properties that refer to images should be filled in with detailed descriptions of images. And we have hero, columns. Okay, now here's some problem with the indentation, which might cause problems. But then we have this prompt, create a home page for a website for the following description. A car repair service. Please respond with only the JSON. So that should be fine. It's still loading here. So let's go to the JSON of the home page. And here I will have some extra indentation, so I need to fix it. In fact, it is better to send JSON data to ChatGPT without any indentation because it will be faster. So I might in fact do that. Well, actually what I can do is I can just add here string replace. Actually spaces with nothing because there's no spaces because I use underscore here and these are empty. So that should make it better. So if I now run this again, well, I still have new lines. Let's replace new lines with nothing as well. Okay, now we have this that is very hard to read, but I think ChatGPT will be able to fill it out better. And this is still running here. Let's go to our ChatGPT class and add some logging in here. Let's say error log sending API request. And here we'll say API request sent. And let's see what will happen now if we go back to our test. And let's see now if we go back to page generator and we remove this from here and then we run this again. Sending API request. Oh, actually error log logs to standard output when we run it from the command line. So it just hangs here. Maybe there's some problems with the OpenAI API right now. Or have I met my limit already? Actually, this page is slow too, so is this my internet connection or is this OpenAI? I think OpenAI is experiencing some difficulties right now because it is not loading this page either. This is the front page of platform.openai.com. It is an empty page. What? Does this chat still work? Who is the client service representative? This is taking very long as well. Okay, so I think now is a good time to take a break because this is not working right now. Hopefully it will work in a few minutes. All right, I am back from a break and seems like we have a response now. Do we have a response here? We do not. So what is going on here? Let's try to regenerate this response in ChatGPT. Okay, so this time it is actually not creating the descriptions. It is adding some example links to a background image. Okay, but now it generated it. So I think I have to update my prompt a bit. Perhaps I should call the properties, background image description, and image description. Now, why is this taking so long? Let's try one more time. But actually, I forgot to change this in the actual code. So this should be description as well. So I will go back and I will replace all image words with image description, except for this and this and this. Okay, let's check out the prompt again. So echo prompt die. So this is our prompt now. Let's copy this to ChatGPT. New chat and paste it in here. Okay, actually it responds with formatted JSON, even though we put in unformatted JSON. Okay, and now we get the description. We get review phase 1 will be an emoji. So I have to change that as well, because I want it to be a description of a face. So we will generate an image of a face. So I'll call this reviewer face description. Let's call it face image. Reviewer face image description. And I have to change it here as well. So this will be image description. Okay, so now I have this ready if the OpenAI API just would respond to me. So let's do this. Let's just take this prompt here and put it to ChatGPT manually for now. And then let's see what kind of page we can generate from this. Okay, so here we have now a page. So let's copy this and let's put it here. Let's not take anything from ChatGPT. Let's just say result is this. Now I can right away see some problems here. It added the quotation marks here. So this is not going to be valid JSON. So let's fix that manually for now. Okay, that is the result. And now if we run the test.php, we should get the HTML, which should have our texts in there. Let's actually put this in a file. And we got some errors here. Quite a lot of errors. Attempt to read property hero on null. So there's something wrong with the JSON. Oh, I forgot to escape these quotes. So let's try this again. We got a couple of errors still. So I forgot to I changed the name of this to reviewer name, but I forgot to change it here. So let's do it one more time. Okay, now we don't get any errors. So now if we go to home.html, we should have all the text here, except link text 1 and paragraph 1 because I wrote it wrong. Okay, let me fix this. Okay, those problems should be fixed now. So let's create this page again and let's see if now we have everything. All right, we repair your car with care. Get a quote, contact us. Our services. We provide a wide range of services. Why choose us? Customer satisfaction. A mechanic inspecting the brake system of a car on a lift. Okay, so now this template seems to look pretty good. Now it added the quotes here again because I included the quotes in the template. So maybe I should take them out of the template. And then I could modify the prompt to say the JSON values should be HTML encoded. So let's see if the API will give us an answer right now. So I'll comment out this prompt here and let's see if this works now. Hopefully it works. Sending API request. API request sent. Okay, that didn't take even that long, like 10-15 seconds. So let's see what we have in Home 2 now. Car repair service. Expert service to get you back on the road. Book now, learn more. Okay, so now it works. That is great. So let's in fact copy this and I will paste it directly into the WP Posts homepage. So maybe I should copy this first and save it here, just to have a backup. And then I'll paste this here and I will save it. And if we now go to this page, we actually should not have any images because they are now just descriptions. But we have a car repair service, expert service to get you back on the road. Book now, learn more. Fast and reliable. We work quickly and efficiently to get your car back on the road as soon as possible. Great. And we have this and that, and here we have oil changes. Regular oil changes are essential to keep your car running smoothly. Book now. And brake service. And engine repair. And our services. That's it. Affordable pricing and excellent service. I highly recommend Sarah L. The best car service in town, hands down. Contact us. We are always here to help. That's great. So what's going on here? Why is it just our services? Because this is supposed to be like a heading and then 2 images here. But because we don't have actual images, then it will look like this. So now let's create some images with the OpenAI API. So how do we do that? Well, if we go to the API reference, here we have the images, and this is what we have to send to OpenAI. So let's create a class for that image API. So I will copy the ChatGPT class and I will create a new class called imageapi.php, and I will paste this here. Now, how does this work? This will be called image API, and then we won't have a message history or a system message. We will get the API key, so we don't have to have these. And this I will call create image, and this will be description. And we don't have to do any of this, and we don't actually have to have a different method for creating the API request. And now we will change this to generations. So this will be images/generations. And this is the same, and that is the same. But then what we send to the API will be this. So post fields will be that. And here as the prompt, we will just add our description. And I should probably do it like this. JSON encode. And I will add here prompt description. And n will be 1 because I want only one image. And size will be one of these values. Let's just create the largest one right now. And of course, that is not the right format. I have to do it this way. Okay. And then when we get the response, it will look like this. So it's an object with created and data, which will be an array, and we have a URL in there. So this will be JSON, data, 0, and URL, right? Is that correct? Data, 0, URL. Yes. So we will just return the URL of the image, and otherwise we will throw an exception. So that should work now. We should get an image from this. So now when we generate the image, then we should pass in here the image API. And then let's remove this. Actually, I won't pass it here. I will pass it in homepage. So here I will add a constructor, which will take the private image API. And then when we set one of these images, we actually run it through the image API. So I will just say this image API create, and I will pass in the description, create image. Okay, and I will do that for all the images. So here we have image description. I will do this, and here we have another image description, and here, and these ones as well, and reviewer faces. Okay, that should work. This looks kind of ugly, but never mind. So let's try this again and let's see what happens. So let's call this home 3. and we get an error. Too few arguments because I have to pass in the image generator, image API. And image API will be new image API. And it needs the API key. Okay, try it again. Sending API request. Sending another API request to the images. And another. How many images are we creating? Like 5 images. And another one. And this is the 4th image and 5th image. I probably should have checked first how much images cost. I don't think they are that much. So this is the 6th image. Okay, now we have generated something. Let's take a look at Home 3. Do we have a URL for the images? Yes, we do. But it is also adding this ID of an image here in this comment. I'm not sure how this works. Is it going to use this one or something else? Let's copy this and put it into the database. And then let's open our website and refresh. And it's loading very long. I'm guessing because it is loading the images from another server. And perhaps that server is a bit slow at the moment. Okay, wow, look at this. We have a mechanic. Now the colors are not that great, but here we have a mechanic working on a car. Wow, look at that face. All right. And then brake repair. Now that looks pretty good, but look at those hands. What is wrong with those hands? And here, engine diagnosis. And that's pretty good, but again, the hands and the face are kind of weird. And here it looks like someone's stealing your tires. Tire replacement. And we have featured services. Now this is pretty cool. This is like an oil painting. And this guy is putting some oil in a car, but it looks like it's not going in the right place. And what happened here? We didn't actually get the faces. What is in here? Oh, reviewer face description too. So I did something wrong there. Okay, but we have some images here, and these are a bit terrifying because the OpenAI API is not that good for images. I wish that they had an API for Midjourney because that is a very impressive AI image generator. This is kind of terrible. But it's pretty close. Like, look at this brake rotor here. It looks pretty nice. But then the fingers are horrible. Look at that face. So now let's check if this chatbot will now know what services this company provides. What services does your company provide? Now it's gonna have to know that it is on the home page. So let's see if it actually does that. Perhaps I should check the home page first automatically. Our company provides car repair services, including brake repair, engine diagnosis, tire replacement, and more. So yes, it actually works. That is great. Do you have any customer reviews? I'm sorry, but I can't find that information. Okay, well, it's not perfect yet, but it kind of works. I'm guessing the problem here is that it is not guessing that customer reviews would be on the front page. Or maybe it doesn't understand that these are customer reviews. But now I think this is going to be the end of today's video because it is getting very long. But I hope you enjoyed watching this. And if you want to try this out yourself and perhaps make this better, then you can find this code on my GitHub page, which you can find in the description of this video. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember to subscribe to my channel so you get more videos like this in the future. I will see you next time.